Um,
Hello. We're just waiting for everybody to arrive. Feel free to get all logged into your conference lines or whatever you're using. We'll have the code for the buzzer in just a few minutes.
I'm listening to some sweet, smooth jazz right now, waiting for for my team to come.
Hello.
Hey, Katie.
So I think I created the game, or created the buzzer.
Cool.
How do I do this? The game code is 375.
All right. I think you can just share your screen whenever you're
Okay.
Whenever you're ready, and it'll have it on the screen.
Exactly right. Yes.
Okay. Let's do that. 1 second. Make sure this is all clear to share. Sorry. Can you see my screen or no?
Yes.
Okay.
And the game code is 375. And you both are new teams, correct? You haven't played a match yet? This is your first match? Okay. So they may need the URL to log in.
So it's right there on the screen, tpt.mykaplan.tv, tpt.mykaplan.tv. Just forget the host part of it there.
Hello.
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 So we have one more joining us, and unfortunately, he's currently on a call right now. So he will join us as soon as he can. Katie, are you hosting today?
I'm keeping score. Yes, I just lost in the previous round. Our team just played. But it's okay. I'm fresh on how to keep score, so I think I'll be good.
If it makes you feel any better, I loved your team name.
Oh, thank you.
I did give them props for that. That was pretty good.
So if you want to do a quick round of buzzer tests, just make sure everybody's buzzers are working, and then you hit reset buzzer to after each buzz in.
Got it.
There you go.
And so, Mike, you said you'll have. Is there just going to be 3 of you once whoever else joins?
Yeah, it'll be 3 of us when he joins. He's just getting set up right now. He just ended a call.
Okay. And who's the other person who's joining us?
It's gonna be Dennis.
Okay. And then, are you gonna take the role of captain today then in the absence?
I will assume the role of captain in Chris's absence.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Good to know. All right. So we'll test then the other buzzer once he's here, and I will run us through the rules of the road today, and that way you're all in good shape for when we get started up with the questions. Looks like everybody else is in. Katie, you may want to mute while you're. Yeah, there you go. Unless I do something wrong, then feel free to come off of mute and yell at me at any point. I'm more than okay with that. Okay, well, let's go through the rules. I'll tell you what you need to know. You can ask any questions that you need. So welcome. These are 2 teams that are the first round matchup. Neither has won, neither has lost. So that's fun. Blank slate for this year's 10th version of TPT. I'm Ethan. If you don't know me, I know many of you. So I will not talk about myself too much, except for once we get into the questions, because then there'll be lots of things in French, and I'll use my French accent, and then people will be like, "Wow, that's a great French accent." Anyway, point is, I'm not talking about me now. Hey, Dennis.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good. The game code is 375, and the URL is up on the screen. It's tpt.mykaplan.tv. So go ahead and get logged into that as well while we go through the rules, and then we'll be ready for you to test your buzzer once you're logged in.
Okay, so the
Okay, tell me. Yeah, so the URLs should be up on the screen for you. It's tpt.mykaplan.tv.
Okay.
You can forget that whole host part at the end. You just need the first part of it. So TPT, and then the game code is 375. 375.
Okay, where am I? I mean, I don't even know. I'm just getting on here. What am I? Hold on one second.
All right, Dennis, if you want to go on mute, I will continue to go through the rules, and then we'll get you logged in. You'll find the mute in the lower left of your screen. There's a place to mute yourself, and then you'll want to use that to go on and off mute once we get into the questions and answers portion. But again, just if you follow the URL, it's up on the screen, and the game code will get you logged into the buzzer. So things you all need to know while we get Dennis set up. So this year, a few new rules, a few things have stayed the same. Some of you may be new to TPT. So I'll go through it all. It's a little long-winded, and then hopefully in your next round, you won't have to hear as much. In this game, we have 2 rounds of 6 categories each and 5 questions per category for a total of 60 questions. We'll talk about some bonus questions in a minute. In the first round, there'll be 5 questions per category of those 6 categories. And the questions will be of increasing point value, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 points. When you ring in, you'll ring in using the buzzer. After I've called upon you, then you can come off of mute and give your answer. There is to be no conferring before you buzz in or before I recognize you about the answer to the question. Okay? Just ring in, go off, turn your mute off, go on mic, and give me the answer to the question. If you answer it correctly, you get the points. If you answer it incorrectly, those points are taken away from your team. So good reminder here that there is a penalty for wrong answers or for wrong guesses. So know that can happen. If that does happen, you automatically give the team against you a chance to confer and try to steal those points. So the other team will have a chance to confer among themselves, come up with an answer, and then I will ask either Mike or Josh to come off of mute and give me the answer for your team. Or if you don't want to answer and you just want to pass, you say pass, and then you don't have to wager those points, okay? So only in that case where somebody on the other team answers correctly, then you could discuss amongst yourselves and come up with the answer that you want to go. And again, I'll ask for those team captains to only take about 10 seconds to confer before giving me the answer. In the second round, those point values are doubled. They'll be worth 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 points. So a lot of points to be had in that second round. All the same rules apply. And then in between the rounds, this year we've added a halftime round of Kaplan crowdsourced potpourri. So a number of people, your colleagues across Kaplan, have been writing questions that we will feature 5 of today. They'll each be worth 3 points. So there's no increasing point value. They're from all different categories, but you'll have a chance to answer questions that have been submitted by those. I also encourage you all, if you have a trivia background or if you want to have some fun, you can click on any of the links in the current TPT emails to add more questions. We're continuing to look for more questions for these halftime breaks. So feel free to add some more trivia. One other thing to note is surprise substitutions. So occasionally, as we go through a category, there will be an item that we can't replicate here, or that we can't necessarily give you from how it was originally presented on the television show Jeopardy! In which case we will jump to another category for that question only. And when we jump to that category, then we'll jump back once we're done with that question, but we'll see that as it comes. And the final rule that was instituted last year is, this is important to note, any individual on your team can ring in no more than 2 times in a category. Okay, so if you ring in a category, you only get 2 chances per category to ring in. When we get to the next category, you can start all over again, right? No big deal. What I recommend that you do, though, is after you've buzzed in twice, whether correctly or incorrectly, put both your hands up, just as a reminder to yourself, your teammates, and to me that you cannot buzz in anymore. Because should you buzz in after your limit, that will count as whatever the points of the question are as a penalty against your team. Okay, so hands up if you've answered or at least buzzed twice in a category. Okay, so I know there's a lot of different rules there. Any questions before we go, or just give me a thumbs up on the screen if you feel like you've got the general gist of things. Cool. Let's do one more buzzer test just to make sure we've got everybody in the buzzer. Brian Sharp, can you give me a buzz?
Yeah, buzz. It says it.
Buzz, but what does it say?
It says Brian Sharp. Very good. Yeah, it's not getting through.
Can somebody else try to buzz?
Same error. I can't buzz in.
Hey, can you reset the buzzer? Just refresh your page.
Yeah, let me refresh.
And then try rejoining that same game, 375.
Sure, 1 second. Sorry.
Game room does not exist.
Okay.
I'm refreshing it. I'm refreshing it.
Yeah, try refreshing it to 375. Click on that where it says rejoin game in progress.
Okay. Oh, I have a new game code. It's game code 202.
202. Oh, so everybody rejoin that. If it happens again, try refreshing and see if there's a cookie there with a button that says rejoin game.
Okay.
If you're on Wi-Fi, just try to stay somewhat engaged with the page, meaning once you start clicking on it, there probably won't be breaks in your connection to it, but Wi-Fi does cause some problems from time to time, especially Kaplan Wi-Fi. So once the game starts, you should be good. So do a test buzz and then Ethan jump right into it.
All right, so we got Brian 1, Brian 2, Josh is good. Ready, Mike. Ready, you're good. Mike, you're good. And then Dennis. Dennis, have you logged into the buzzer yet?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay.
Well, I don't. Where would I?
Do you have tpt.mykaplan.tv up, Dennis?
Yep.
All right, refresh that.
Okay.
And now there's a new game code. So don't click on the cookie, but put in the new game code 202.
Okay, I don't see that. I did. I have no idea.
Mike's going over to check him out now.
Thank you.
There we go. Now you should be set. Yeah, we had to do it again.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, so everybody's any other questions before we get started up with the first round of questions? Some good stuff. Okay, one more big stretch. Get ready to try your first hand at your first trivia questions here of the TPT season for these two teams. I'm excited. And remember, it's a double elimination tournament, so you've got at least another one of these to work out all the kinks, right? All right, so Trainstorm, Brian, Josh. Just Brian's, make sure you know which of you is coming off of mute because I will probably mess it up. And BLTs, same for you. Again, hopefully we get everything worked out over there. Let's start with the first category, first category, I think is what I'm going for. Again, reminder, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 point questions.
It looks like Dennis may have dropped off of the room again.
Dennis, you're unable to buzz in.
I have no idea. I didn't touch anything, and now I'm back out. So, you want to help me out, Fred? Do what? All right. It's not letting me buzz in.
Can anyone else buzz in?
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm just going to drop out. Got too much stuff going.
Mike, yeah. Do you want to? What do you guys? What do you want to do?
Give me a second. Let me see if I can troubleshoot him.
Okay. so we got Dennis back in. Freddie, do you want to refresh the page too? Just make sure that you are able to buzz in or try buzzing in. Cool, you're still good. Okay, feel good now, Mike? Cool. Great. Well, let's get started up then, and we'll knock this out with the categories we have. The first round, first category, first points to be had, the first blood to spill here today. Our first category is going to be the category of sculptors. Sculptors. So your knowledge about sculptors. Hands on buzzers. 1 point question. Let's go. Dustin Schuler was best known for Spindle, in which he impaled 8 of these on a giant spike, literally a pileup. Dustin Schuler, Josh.
Cars.
Cars is correct. The Spindle was the 8 cars on the spike. I remember it from Wayne's World, out in Berwyn, Illinois, not too far from where I am right now. All right, 2 point question in sculptors. 2 points. Hands on buzzers. This Cubist's sheet metal and wire guitar from 1912 to 1913 was made to hang on a wall like a painting. This Cubist's sheet metal and wire guitar from 1912 to 1913 was made to hang on a wall like a painting. 5 seconds. Time. That Cubist who did the guitar was Picasso. Picasso's famous guitar. Check it out. 3 point question. 3 points in sculptors. Hands on buzzers. Sculpted for Julius II's tomb, his dying slave and rebellious slave figures, are now in the Louvre. Sculpted for Julius II's tomb, his dying slave and rebellious slave figures are now in the Louvre. 5 seconds. Time. This is Triple Stumper on the show too. Michelangelo sculpted those. One of our favorite Ninja Turtles, right? A 4 point question. 4 point question in sculptors. Hands on buzzers. A 22-year-old Belgian soldier was the model for this French sculptor's 1877 work, The Age of Bronze. A 22-year-old Belgian soldier was the model for this French sculptor's 1877 work, The Age of Bronze. 5 seconds. Mike.
Rodin.
Rodin. I'll use my French accent there. Is correct. Rodin. If you're talking about French sculptors, you know he's going to come up. Nice work for 4 points. 5 point question. 5 point question in sculptors. In the 1920s, this Mobile sculptor, Josh.
Calder.
Calder is correct for 5 points. I was wondering, as soon as you say Mobile sculptor, Calder's usually going to be the one with the go-to, but it's still not an easy question. Nice work for the 5 points. Hey, a good first start here. Score is Trainstorm 6 to Brave Little Trivia 4. Even in a tough category like sculptors, points to be had. Nice work. Second round coming up. Second round, back to 1 point question. This is movies from the year 2010. Movies from the year 2010. Let's see if you've been to the movies 8 years ago. 1 point question, 1 point question. And the 1 point question is a surprise substitution. I don't know the song that Bob does, but the Dancing Taco during my matches, he's looking at you, says that it's a surprise substitution. So we have a quick surprise substitution for you. Let me just grab it. And it is from the category. Hold up. I lost it in all of this other exciting stuff. Indiana Jonesing. Indiana Jonesing. So at least if we're in a movie, I don't think this is about Indiana Jones, but let's see if we can get this 1 point question in the category Indiana Jonesing. I think it's questions about the state of Indiana. Take the last train to this Indiana city founded in 1783 and named for a Revolutionary War general. Take the last train to this Indiana city founded in 1783 and named for a Revolutionary War general. Dennis, come off a mute.
Clarksville.
Clarksville is correct for 1 point. Nice work. The Last Train to Clarksville, one of my favorite songs as a kid. Nice job on that. Just make sure to go back on mute, and we will jump back to our category, which is recent movies. We didn't even get started here, but now we will get started. A 2-point question in our 2010, that's how recent it is, 2010 movies, and it's 2 points, hands on buzzers. Leonardo DiCaprio was just dreamy as a master of psychic espionage in this film. Freddie.
Inception.
Inception is correct, right? I didn't just call him dreamy for the sake of it. It's because a lot of that happened in dreams. He is pretty dreamy, though. 3-point question, 3 points in 2010 movies. 2010 movies. This title spy's first name was Edwin when Tom Cruise had the role originally. A casting change made it Evelyn instead. This title spy's first name was Edwin when Tom Cruise had the role originally. A casting change made it Evelyn instead. 5 seconds. Time. It's not for one. Salt. Salt was the movie after Tom Cruise lost it out. They still could have called him Evelyn, I'm sure, but they didn't. 4-point question. 4-point question in films from 2010 movies. Can We Talk? A documentary covered a year in the life of this red carpet comedian, a piece of work. Dennis.
Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers is correct for 4 points. I tried to not do the Can We Talk the way that she would. Nice job for 4 points. And just make sure to go back on mute. And remember, that's your 2 buzzes in for this category. You may not buzz in anymore. Hands off of the buzzer for the final question here. 5-point question. 5-point question in 2010 movies. Hands on buzzers, except for in the case of Dennis, who's already rung it twice. As Aldous Snow, Russell Brand sang Mike.
Infant Sorrow.
Infant Sorrow was not correct. We'll take away 5 points from Brave Little Trivia. I'll throw this over to the red team, and I will read you the full question before you buzz in. As Aldous Snow, Russell Brand sang and taught us all in this 2010 pick, When the World Slips You a Jeffrey, Stroke the Furry Wall. Aldous Snow, Russell Brand sang and taught us all in this 2010 pick, When the World Slips You a Jeffrey, Stroke the Furry Wall. Yeah, this is just Josh to ring in.
Sorry.
We're going to pass.
Gonna pass. Freddie, did you know it?
I was going to say, get him to the Greek.
That's what it would have been.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we took the points away. Trainstorm didn't risk it, so we're at next. Hey, you know what? It's a tie after two categories. That's all that I'm asking for. Cool. We've got another. We got our third category coming up. And if you didn't like sculptors, if you forgot movies from 2010, maybe you'll like some good old Southern eats. Good old Southern eats. Some Southern food. 1 point question in good old Southern eats. Hands on buzzers. Vegetables that fall under this colorful generic term include mustard, spinach. Dennis.
Greens.
Greens is correct for 1 point. Mustard, spinach, and turnip greens fall under that colorful generic term. Nice work. 2 point question. 2 point in good old Southern eats. You can be certain that if you go to a catfish joint, they'll also have these cornmeal fried dough balls. Josh.
Hush Puppies.
Hush Puppies is correct for 2 points. I love me a good hush puppy. 3 points in good old Southern eats. A popular recipe for this pie was created by the wife of a sales executive at Caro Syrup. Brian.
Pecan pie.
Pecan pie. Pecan. However you say it, that is the correct pie. Nice job for 3 points. If you've ever seen that map of how people say the word pecan, it's very odd. 4 point question in good old Southern eats. Hands on buzzers. A Virginia law said that this type of ham has to be cured for 180 days. A Virginia law said that, Josh.
A Smithfield ham?
A Smithfield ham is correct for 4 points. Nice work. You know your good old Southern Eats, but that's all your buzzes for this round. Get your hands up. Our last question here for 5 points in good old Southern Eats. Hands on buzzers, anybody's. A favorite is fritters made from this West African pod vegetable. A favorite is fritters made from this West African pod vegetable. 5 seconds. Time. Nobody's going to go for it on 5 points. If you think of Southern food, you often think of okra. Okra is the West African pod vegetable we were looking for. All right, scores 15 for Trainstorm, 7 for Brave Little Trivia. We still got a good match going here. And we still have, we're only halfway through round 1. Category number 4 is going to be U.S. bodies of water. U.S. bodies of water. If you've been waiting for a geography category, it is here for you now. Hands on buzzers for our 1 point question in U.S. bodies of water. Give yourself a hand if you know this group of New York lakes that includes Otisco. Mike.
The Finger Lakes?
The Finger Lakes are the right group of lakes, the Owasco and the Cayuga. I have to pronounce all the lakes in the Finger Lakes. Nice job, Mike, for 1 point. 2 point question in U.S. bodies of water. The French name of this chief river of Nebraska refers to its shallowness. The French name of this chief river of Nebraska refers to its shallowness. 5 seconds. Time. Chief river of Nebraska is the Platte River. The Platte River. From the French, Plat. All right. 3 point question. 3 point question, U.S. bodies of water. Here we go. The Willamette River of Oregon flows northward for about 190 miles before emptying into this river. The Willamette River of Oregon flows northward for about 190 miles before emptying into this river. 5 seconds. Time, and if you ever do see that word, it is Willamette, not Willamette, Willamette. It is into the Columbia River, which then flows into the Pacific Ocean. We're looking for the Columbia River. All right, this geography is maybe stumping you all a bit. 4 point question, U.S. bodies of water. This southern bay on the Atlantic coast is part of the largest marine park in the national park system. This southern bay on the Atlantic coast is part of the largest marine park in the national park system. Josh.
The Chesapeake.
The Chesapeake is incorrect. We'll take away 4 points. And I'll read it one more time for our good friends over at Brave Little Trivia. This southern bay on the Atlantic coast is part of the largest marine park in the national park ecosystem. Give you a few seconds to confer over the top of things. Looks like
we're gonna pass.
You're gonna pass. It's not too far away from you though. Biscayne Bay. Biscayne Bay is the bay we were looking for. All right. This trivia man stumping y'all. 5 point question. The last question in U.S. bodies of water. Named for the Southern poet, Lake Sidney Lanier is a popular man-made lake in this state. Dennis.
Georgia.
Georgia is correct for 5 points. Triple stumper on the show. Nice job. That pulls you into the lead at the end of our 4th category. Scores 13-11. Got a real nail biter here. Next category, though, might be a little more difficult for some people. We'll see what's going to happen here. Our next category is B in fashion. B in fashion. All the correct answers will begin with the letter B in these questions about fashion. All right. 1 point question. One of these may be cinch, money, or tooled leather. Dennis.
A belt.
Belt is the B we're looking for. See, Dennis got the B in fashion. Belt is correct for 1 point. Nice work. 2 point question in B in fashion. Maybe it's B in fashion. Oh, that makes sense. Anyway, sorry. 2 points. For many women, their wardrobe includes a black one of these jackets, as well as a double-breasted navy one. Dennis.
Blazer.
The B here is B for blazer. Nice work on the 2-point question. You have now used up all of your buzzes for the round, but 3 points, that's bad. 3-point question, 3-point question in B in fashion. In the 1950s, trendy teen girls dressed up in poodle skirts, saddle shoes, and this hosiery. In the 1950s, trendy teen girls dressed up in poodle skirts, saddle shoes, and this hosiery. Mike.
Bobby socks?
Bobby socks is the B we were looking for 3 points. Nice work. You know your women's hosiery. 4-point question. 4-point question in B in fashion. It's the French name for a tam. It's the French name for a tam. Josh.
Beret.
Monica Lewinsky famously wore one. A beret is correct for 4 points. Nice job on beret. They're really hitting the French words today, right? All right, 5-point question. Beret. A 5-point question. That sounds like butter. 5-point question. This children's shoe brand dates back to a comic strip character with a dog named Tig and a sister named Mary Jane. Freddie.
Buster Brown.
Buster Browns are the correct one. Nice job for the 5 points for the blue team. And at the end of 5 categories, the score is 24-15. Still a really good match. Brave Little Trivia pulling ahead. Our last category in round number 1, though, it gives us some good etymology. It is words from the Persian. Words that we got from the Persian language. I didn't make this up. 1-point question in words from the Persian. This general term for confections loved by children is from the Persian word meaning sugar. This general term for Dennis.
Candy.
Candy is from the Persian. Nice job for 1 point. Way to go, Dennis. 2-point question in words from the Persian. It's a piece of cloth worn by women and draped about the head and shoulders. It's a piece of cloth worn by women and draped about the head and shoulders. Time. Word we're looking for from Persian. A shawl. Shawl is the piece of cloth. All right. 3-point question in words from the Persian. Hands on buzzers. It's a marketplace or shopping quarter, especially one in the Middle East. It's a marketplace. Brian.
A bazaar.
A bazaar is correct for 3 points. How bizarre. Nice work. Bazaar comes from the Persian. 4-point question in from the Persian. A group traveling together. It's also the name of a Dodge minivan. A group. Brian.
Caravan.
A caravan is correct for 4 points, and now you are locked out for the final question, but nice work. And finally, the 5-point question in the final 5-point question in round 1 from the Persian. It's a shrub with fragrant flowers and the name of the Disney princess in Aladdin. Mike.
Jasmine.
Jasmine is also from the Persian and is also correct. Nice work for 5 points. And at the end of our first round, really, really great game so far. The score is 22 for Trainstorm, 30 for Brave Little Trivia at 8 points ahead. Nice job. Those are some very varied categories, I think, from what I've seen so far. Well, before we jump into the second round where the point values are doubled, we do have our Kaplan crowdsourced, that's hard to say, Kaplan crowdsourced potpourri, got it now, almost, of 5 questions written by your colleagues that we'll knock out here. Each is worth 3 points. Same rules as everywhere else. You get them right, you get 3 points. You get them wrong, you lose the 3 points, and it goes to the other team. All right. So we'll see how you can do. The answer to one of my ones in the last match, Brian, was what is a sharp? So you barely missed out on that one. It would have been clever. Here we go. Very first question in Kaplan crowdsource potpourri. Got it that time. This breed of cat, I'm gonna bring this over here. Hold up. Make it easier on me. All right, there we go. This breed of cat is named for an American state and an urban legend that it descended from an impossible interbreeding of cats and raccoons. Brian.
Maine Coon cats.
Maine Coons are correct. There's actually one that lives right upstairs from me. So he's got a big fluffy beard Maine thing. The Maine Coon did not descend from cats and raccoons. It's just a large cat from Maine. All right, second question, also for 3 points. Rapper Aubrey Graham, who celebrated a bar mitzvah at age 13, is famously known, Dennis.
Drake.
Drake is rapper Aubrey Graham. Nice job for 3 points. Is known for his middle name and also the name of a male duck. All right, another question here. Hands on buzzers. This is the highest possible score in one hand of cribbage. Dennis.
31.
31 is incorrect. Make sure you go back on mute. And I'll throw it over to the other team, to Josh and Co. This is the highest possible score in one hand of cribbage.
Pass.
Pass. It's been a long time since I played cribbage. The highest score in a single hand of cribbage, though, is 29. 29 is the highest single hand score. Close to 31. I was like 161 peg. I don't remember. All right. We still got 2 more questions from the crowdsource. Thank you again to everybody who's provided these questions. Hands on buzzers. He was arrested on June 8th, 1968 in Heathrow Airport for a murder committed 2 months earlier. He was arrested on June 8th, 1968 in Heathrow Airport for a murder committed 2 months earlier. 5 seconds. Time. Yeah, difficult to think back to 1968 famous arrest. James Earl Ray. James Earl Ray was the one. Looks like some people had it on the tips of their tongue and did not guess. That's all right. Got one more 3-point question. One more 3-point question. Hands on buzzers. The Houston Astrodome, King Kong, and Andre the Giant have all been given this moniker. Freddie.
8th wonder of the world.
The 8th world wonder or 8th wonder of the world is correct for 3 points. Nice job, Freddie. Quick thanks to Rebecca Stover, Yamo Flores, Bill Keevan, Hannah Flaherty, and Adam Glatz for those 5 questions from today. Some good stumpers and some good ones there. All 5 of them will now be entered into, if they haven't already, into the Great Babka raffle. So if you too want to get a Babka out of a raffle, you can submit questions to TPT. All right, score at the end of our halftime show is 33 for Brave Little Trivia, 25 for Trainstorm, only 8 points separating you. We've got 30 more questions to go. I think you're going to enjoy these categories in round 2. Remember that the point values are doubled, so there were 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10 points. Take another big stretch, another deep breath, shake the nerves out, and let's jump into round 2. All right, our first category in round 2 is called the NP for L. What does that mean? I know. The NP for L, I'm going to give you some winners of the Nobel Prize for Literature, which I'm sure you guessed, that's what it was. The NP for L. I'm going to give you some shortenings of who won with a clue. You identify the winner of the NP for L, the Nobel Prize for Literature, all right? First question, 2 points. Let's get our hands back on our buzzers and let's get ready to go. In 1923, it was WBY for his always inspired poetry. Brian.
William Butler Yeats.
William Butler Yeats was the WBY in 1923. Nice job for 2 points. 4-point question, hands on buzzers. In 1929, it was TM, principally for his great novel Buddenbrooks. In 1929, it was TM, principally for his great novel Buddenbrooks. 5 seconds. Time. Another triple stumper on the show. Thomas Mann was the TM we were looking for in 1929. Thomas Mann and his novel Buddenbrooks. All right. 6-point question. 6 points in the NP for L. Hands on buzzers. He was awarded it in 1946. H.H. from Switzerland for his inspired writings. He was awarded, Mike.
Hermann Hesse.
Hermann Hesse is correct in 1946. That's the H.H. we were looking for. Nice job for the 8 points. And then finally, wait. Oh, no, was that the 6-point question? Yes, that was a 6-point question. Okay, 8-point question. 8-point question now. Thanks for keeping me honest. 8-point question. Hands on buzzers. Awarded in 1907. RK from the UK. Mike.
Rudyard Kipling.
Rudyard Kipling is correct for 8 points. I see you found your groove, Mike, but hands off. You don't get to answer the last question. Last question in the NP for L. Hands on buzzers. In 1913, RT, born in India, his first name's a doozy. 1913, RT, born in India, the first name's a doozy. Time, triple stumper as well. Rabindranath Tagore, Tagore, I think maybe it's Tagore. I don't remember. All right, that's all for our Nobel Prize for Literature. Good push ahead for the blue team with Brave Little Trivia up 47-27. Still 5 more categories to go. Our next category is definitions. Definitions. Kind of a weird category. I'm going to give you 2 different definitions. I think one's a pun. We'll see how it works out. Try to find the word we're looking for, though. All right. First question for 2 points. This is an adjective meaning greedy, or what the owner of a Long John Silver's does. This is an adjective meaning greedy, or what the owner of a Long John Silver's does. Time. I figured this would take a second to get. Selfish. Selfish is the word we're looking for. Adjective meaning greedy. Really long bit. Selfish. Selfish was the word. Yeah. Don't worry, you get 4 more chances at this fun category. 4 points. Animals that feed on others, or what you'll see from the top of the Eiffel Tower. Animals, Brian.
Parasites.
A parasite is correct. A parasite or parasites, nice work for 4 points. 6-point question. An adjective meaning heightened emotionally, or where campers sleep in the woods. Adjective, Brian. Sharp, that is.
Intense.
Intense is correct for 6 points. Nice work.
Actually, I have a shirt that says.
I'm switching to.
So hold on. All right. Katie, can you just give me a quick that you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Cool. Let's keep going with this category. We got the 8-point question in Daffy definitions. An instance of the moon passing in front of the sun, or what a Cockney barber does for a living. Mike.
Eclipse.
Eclipse. Nice job. For 8 points, eclipse is correct. And we have one last question in definitions, hands on buzzers. Adjective meaning able to be dodged, or what a matador tries to do. Adjective meaning able to be dodged, or what a matador tries to do. 5 seconds. Mike.
Dodgeable?
That's incorrect. Make sure to go back on mute. And I'll throw it to the other team. I'll read it for you one more time. Adjective meaning able to be dodged, or what a matador tries to do.
Avoidable.
Avoidable is the correct adjective. A big steal there, 10 points. Nice work on dodgeable. Avoidable. Yeah, that's a pretty exciting category. Score is now 47 for Trainstorm to 45 for Brave Little Trivia. 4 more categories to go. Jump into our next category. No more of those fun ones. 2 points in our next category, which is ologies. Ologies. I'm going to be asking you about various ologies. All right. Speleology is the study of the flora and fauna of these places. Speleology is the study of flora and fauna in these places. 5 seconds. Time. Oh, Brian, I'll let you bring in.
Caves?
Caves is correct. Spelunking, speleology, nice work. That was some excitement on your team for caves. All right, 4-point question in ologies. 4 points. Dendrochronology tries to reconstruct past climates using information stored in these living things. Dendrochronology. Mike.
Trees?
Trees are correct. Dendrochronology is using trees to understand the history, past climates, and what happened in living things. Nice job with dendrochronology. Good use of your Latin skills. 6-point question, 6 points in ologies. If you want to study cytology, you better have a love of these microscopic things. If you want to study cytology, C-Y-T-O-L-O-G-Y, you'd better have a love of these microscopic things. 5 seconds. Time. Cytology, the study of cells. Cells. You know, the score gets really tight, and then everybody gets really nervous about ringing in. All right. 8-point question. 8 points in ologies. Rowentgenology is another name for this ology. Rowentgenology, R-O-E-N-T-G-E-N-O-L-O-G-Y. Rowentgenology is another name for this ology. 5 seconds. Time. I thought somebody might get that one. Radiology. It's also known as radiology. All right. One last question in ologies. This is a big 10-point question. Scientist Joshua Lederberg coined this word for the study of life beyond our atmosphere. Scientist Joshua Lederberg coined this word for the study of life beyond our atmosphere. 5 seconds. Mike.
Astrobiology?
Astrobiology is incorrect. Take away 10 points. I'm going to throw it over to Trainstorm. I'll read it for you one more time. Scientist Joshua Lederberg coined this word for the study of life beyond our atmosphere.
We're going to pass.
Going to pass. I needed the one that was directly from this guy. Exobiology, outside of exobiology. All right. Well, it is nothing ventured, nothing gained, though, right, Mike? It is 49 to 39. We've still got 3 more rounds to go. Our next category, or 3 more categories to go. Our next category, starting with 2 points, is what's in store? What's in store? I don't know what's actually in store for us, but probably something about stores. Let's find out. 2-point question. Here we go. Select Stop and Shops have handheld these so you can check prices as you go. Select Stop and Shops. Brian.
Scanners?
Scanners is correct for 2 points. Nice job. 4-point question in what's in store? Oh, maybe it's just things in stores. 4-point question. Irma Bombeck said in a book title that all she knew about animal behavior she learned in these rooms at Lohman's. Irma Bombeck said, Dennis.
Dressing room.
Dressing rooms are correct. Everything she learned about animal behavior, she learned in dressing rooms at Lohman's. Nice work for 4 points. 6-point question, 6 points. Bookstores put some products face out. These sell more copies than the ones placing this other body part out. Brian.
Spine.
Spine is correct. Kind of oddly written. worded one. But yes, you're correct. Spine. That's the body part we were looking for. Those are your two. Get out of here. No more buzzing in for you. 8 points. 8 points and what's in store. Target started out as a company whose name included these goods, an old term for clothing. Target started out as a company whose name included these goods, an old term for clothing. 5 seconds. Time. It's Target dry goods. Dry goods was the old term for clothing. All right. Nobody wanted to bite on that one. 10-point question. 10 points in what's in store. This type of packaging with a marine name is purposely made impenetrable so that a thief can't open it in a store and slip out with the merchandise. This type of packaging, other Brian.
Clamshell.
Clamshell coverings is correct for 10 points. A big point question there. Clamshell is correct. Way to go. All right, we still have 2 categories left. The score is 67-43, so the tides shifted a bit towards Trainstorm, but brave little trivia. I'm sure you've got some little bravery left for our final 2 rounds. Let's see what you can do. Our next category is called Music of the Night. Music of the Night. Not questions about Phantom of the Opera, but we'll see what they are about. 2-point question in Music of the Night. In 1978, the Bee Gees had a case of this, a #1 hit that says, Mike.
Night Fever?
Night Fever. It's not a #1 hit that says Mike. It's a #1 hit that says Night Fever, Night Fever is correct for 2 points. 4-point question in Music of the Night. In 1982, this soft pop duo from Australia found that even the nights are better. In 1982, this soft pop duo from Australia found that even the nights are better. 5. Dennis.
Air Supply?
Yes, when they weren't making love out of nothing at all, they were singing Even the Nights Are Better. Nice work for 4 points. I always change it to like Ethan the Night and make it my name. It's kind of a fun jam. 6 points. 6 points in Music of the Night. Hands on buzzers. 1993's Tuesday Night Music Club was her debut album. Mike.
Sheryl Crow.
Sheryl Crow is correct for 6 points. Jumped on that one quickly. You're out. But nice job for 6 points. Trying to gain some ground back. 8-point question. 8 points in Music of the Night. Hands on buzzers. The Four Seasons reminisced about this title month and year in a song subtitled Oh What a Night. The Four Seasons reminisced about this title month and year in the song subtitled Oh What a Night. Josh.
September 1963.
That is incorrect. I'm going to take away 8 points. Just make sure to go back on mute. I'm going to throw it over to the other team. I'll read it for you one more time here. The Four Seasons reminisced about this title month and year in the song subtitled Oh What a Night.
December 1963.
It was late December back in 63 for the 8 points for the blue team. Big shift there. Nice job. A very common mistake to make between September and December. Make sure that you always sing it correctly, though, going forward. 10-point question. You'll never forget it. 10-point question in Music of the Night. Hands on buzzers. This Sam Cooke song talks about a place somewhere up a New York way where the people are so gay. This Sam Cooke song talks about a place somewhere up a New York way where the people are so gay. 5 seconds. Time. Nobody wants to wager 10 points on this, do they? Twistin' the Night Away. Twistin' the Night Away. Triple stumper on the show. And unsurprisingly, a tough one here, especially in such a close game. Well, it is now 59-63. A brave little trivia made up some ground there with the steal and some other points. So they have the lead going into our final 5 questions. All right. I'm getting so nervous for you all. I'm not really. 2-point question. 2 points. It's about time. This category is called It's About Time. Questions relating to things involving time. 2 points. These are the official written records of proceedings at a meeting. These, Brian, sharp that is.
Minutes.
The minutes are correct. That's about time. Minutes is correct for 2 points, making it only a 2-point game. 4-point question, 4-point, and it's about time. It's what you call an attendant or representative of a duelist. It's what you call an attendant, Josh.
A second.
A second is correct at a duel. You call them a second. Nice job for 4 points and to jump into the lead. 6-point question in It's About Time. This is a unit of measure of longitude equal to 15 degrees or 1/24th of a great circle. This is a unit of measure of longitude equal to 15 degrees or 1/24th of a great circle. 5 seconds. Time. Getting so nervous. An hour. It is an hour is 1/24th of a great circle. An hour. Some of you kicking yourselves for not ringing in. All right. 8 points. 8 points on the table. 8 points in It's About Time. Hands on buzzers. Marjorie Kinnan Rawlings title fawn. Marjorie Kinnan Rawlings title fawn. 5 seconds. Time. Really the only thing anybody knows about Marjorie Kinnan Rawlings. The Yearling. The Yearling was the title fawn. All right. Last question for 10 points. Hands on buzzers. From the Latin for motion comes this word for an indefinite but short period of time. From the Latin for motion, Mike. I can't hear Mike.
A moment.
A moment is correct for 10 points. Nice job. That catapults you back into the lead on the final question for a final score. Brave Little Trivia kept their bravery and took the game 73-65 over Trainstorm. Trainstorm, really nice game though. Great game coming down to the final question. Don't worry, we will see you again in the redemption bracket for another chance to rise up. Brave Little Trivia, you get to continue on in the top part of the bracket. And we'll see you all back here soon. Thanks for staying a few minutes over with all of the tech delays at the beginning. But great job, everybody. Great game.
Great game, all. Good luck.
That was a fun game.
Great game, guys.
Good job, guys.
Whew.